Okay, so I'm doing my presentation on Celtic music, but more specifically on Irish Celtic music, because the definition of Celtic music is songs or tunes created by the Celtic-speaking peoples or the indigenous music of the Gaelic culture. And Gaelic actually includes Irish, Scots, Manx, Welsh, Bretons, and Cornish, all who spoke a form of the Gaelic language. Today, though, most of the world views Celtic music as Irish music. In Ireland, their music style was established by at least the 12th century, and this is because music was highly encouraged by the aristocracy, because they wanted to spread the mastery among the peoples. By the 1600s, England had conquered and controlled Ireland, and they created laws that restricted river dance and pipers and harpers because they considered it barbaric. And over time, the laws became less strict, and they were able to hold festivals, but it was very restricted. By the 1800s, the English had granted freedom to practice their culture in Ireland, and they were able to do more than just have the festivals. This is a map of the Celtic lands, and I circled Ireland because that's what I'm focusing on. Some of the instruments that are traditional Irish instruments are the Uilleann, I don't know how to pronounce it, I couldn't find the pronunciation, pipes. It's the Irish form of bagpipes. They use fiddles, harps, flutes, tin whistle, and the bodhrán drum. So they have, aerophones, membranophones, chordophones, all the different classifications of instruments. Some characteristics of Celtic music is that it has cyclical patterns in their in how they present their music. So it's like an ornamental way of making the listener see the beginning as the end and the end as the beginning. It began with a bardic tradition, but after the English had granted their freedom to be able to perform in public again, the macaronic style formed, which is alternating between Irish and English, or Gaelic and English, depending on the song that they're choosing to sing. There are two main categories. There are other subcategories, but I'm focusing on just these two because of time. The first is the jig, and this is noted in 6/8 time. They were basically, like, the tunes themselves were basically written at least 300 years ago, but these are considered more the bare bones of the music, to be added upon by the artists themselves, and the better, like, the more skill or mastery that the artist has, the more decorations he puts on it, like slides and sudden stops. The point is for the artist to put passion and make it their own. Some types of jigs are light, slip, single, hop, and treble. A reel is the second category. It's noted in double time and usually played in two parts, like A and B, and then they're repeated so you go A, and then B, B. But there are exceptions to that. Often this is the style that macaronic style is incorporated into. The jig is used primarily in Irish step dancing, and which has become a world phenomenon. One of the reasons that this became so popular is because of Michael Flatley, who is an Irishman who began the Lord of the Dance. He organized this group that would put on live performances, and on TV and live to audiences. And I have an example of that. Alright, so as you can tell, there's also yet another instrument that is featured highly in the jig, and that's the feet dancers themselves. They set a lot of the tune, and like I said earlier, they add on to it by their mastery and their skill. As you can see, Mike Flatley was able to create a much different beat than a lot of the other dancers because he added his own flair to it. Some modern artists that have kind of taken the Celtic style and made it their own and made it very modern are, like, these are just some examples. Enya, Celtic Thunder, Celtic Women, they're very popular even in the United States. And an example of Celtic Women is this. Alright, so that was my presentation on Celtic music. Oh, holy crap, was it just